If you're an investor in this, or maybe gold, you might have the feeling that something's not right. Not just the price of silver, for instance, which I think we can all agree is way too low, but something's not just right in the world in general. Whether we look at fiscal, monetary policy in the United States, world geopolitical turmoil, things just don't feel right. And when you invest in this, you're engaging in a battle of imaginary money versus real money. And all those things out there that maybe don't feel right, well, those are good for the value of this, real money. Let's talk about a couple of the big factors right now that might be contributing to your feeling of unease. And will silver, will gold protect you if things come to a head and we experience changes right now that we've never seen during many of our lifetimes? Do you ever get the feeling that things are synthetic, that we're living in almost a fantasy world right now? Nothing is real? Well, maybe that has to do with the fact that the money we're using isn't real. Look, at the very basic level, we've got big problems in the United States with our deficits alone. Our country spends trillions of dollars more on an annual basis than it brings in. So that alone should tell us that things aren't that great here in the United States from an economic perspective. Sure, they'll say the economy grew at 2 or 3%, but by gosh, what do you expect when the country is spending trillions of dollars more than they're bringing in? And I hear it all the time. I talk to my neighbors. They all tell me everyone's having a hard time making ends meet. Car payments, car insurance, heating bills, electric bills, just paying to put food on the table is becoming increasingly difficult for people. Now they're telling us, well, inflation's under control, but you know and I know that everything we buy seems to have gone up somewhere between 20% and what would you say, 50%? Just in the last 3 to 4 years. So this feeling of uneasiness, maybe even a little bit of craziness, is warranted. There's a lot going on right now. Fortuna Silver Mines is a global intermediate gold and silver producer. Since 2005, Fortuna's best-in-class management has delivered impressive growth and profits. Fortuna's solid financial position and operational expertise allows for performance in any precious metals price cycle and provides a foundation from which to harvest great profits in more favorable metals markets. Investing in Fortuna is an investment in quality, long-term, sustainable production of in-demand precious and base metals. And to add insult to injury, the messages that we get from our leaders are that everything's great. We should be happy. The economy's doing wonderful. Unemployment is low. Inflation's getting under control. Things have never been better. That's the message. The economy is growing, right? Everything's wonderful. What's wrong with you? Why do you feel like pessimistic about the economy? You should be happy. But in our guts, we know what it's like to try to live in this environment that we're in. Now, a lot of us go back to real money. We want to be our own central banks, silver and gold. I want to thank our channel sponsor, Pimbex. If you want to get your hands on some silver and gold right now, do yourself a favor and check out Pimbex. I'm confident that you'll find they have the best prices, selection, and service. I get email after email from people like you that have tried out Pimbex and come back as happy customers. I think Pimbex is best, and you will too. So if we look at what's going on here in the United States, it's okay that we feel a little frustrated, a little sad, a little mad about what is going on, because the reality is that things aren't good. It is becoming more and more difficult to just maintain the standard of life that many of us Americans had become accustomed to. But then when we zoom out and look at things on a worldwide basis, it gets even more frightening for us because the world is changing right now like no other time that most of us have experienced during our lifetimes. We have things like de-dollarization going on. The BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates. Hey, that's pretty good, guys. I just spouted out the 10 BRICS members without a list. Nonetheless, on a worldwide basis, we have turmoil. I mean, we have wars going on in Europe. We had one of the British generals tell the British population that they might want to prepare for war with Russia just the other day. Okay, we have what's going on in the Middle East with the Red Sea, with Iran, with Israel. Things are getting very dicey. We have what's going on with China and Taiwan. We have North Korea and South Korea. We have an invasion of immigrants coming into the United States. There's no wonder that you're feeling uncertain about what is going on right now. Do you think silver and gold are the solution? Because we know the big problems, right? We also know the symptoms of the big problems. The commercial real estate market that's crashing, right? The number of people that are on food stamps, food assistance in the United States. There is symptom after symptom. But is the solution found in silver and gold? I think at the end of the day, real money, silver and gold, will prove themselves a viable, a accomplished, and a worthy safe harbor from all the craziness going on in the world. Look, I don't even like to talk about this stuff. I mean, when you think about it, about everything going on, right? We haven't even talked about political and social disorder in the United States, right? This election that hopefully we're going to have this coming November in 2024. There's so much craziness in the world. I want you to know, if you're feeling a little crazy, you're not alone. Because when people are honest about what's going on, right, the people that you see on the street or maybe your coworkers say, hey, how you doing? They say, oh, everything's great. But if you really sit down with those people and ask them how they're feeling, they'll tell you they're feeling rather uneasy. So you're not alone. Silver and gold can help protect us as we move through what is probably going to be one of the more challenging periods that any of us have gone through. You're likely somewhere in my same age range. I'm still 53 for another month, and I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. Look, silver and gold have held their value for thousands and thousands of years. They've held their value over the last 50 years, which was in a lot of ways probably one of the best periods of time for any of us that lived in the United States. As we look out into the next 50 years, we don't want to be doom and gloomers. There will be opportunities that come out of this, but we want to be risk assessors. And when I assess the risk of what I see going on right now and where the trend is going, it sure feels like I want to have some wealth preservation tools in place that have been around for thousands of years. Hey, I appreciate you joining me here in the basement. It's a big deal when you come down here every single day. We'll get through all of this together. I know one thing about you. You're smart and you're kind, and I want you to come back to the basement. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.